welcome to Carrens Couch, our very first episode. I can't tell you, it's been 3 years in the making and I am so excited. I'm going to be having so many amazing guests, and wait till you see the lineup joining me right here on the couch. We've got so much to share with you and so much to go through with you, whether you're watching the show online or you're tuning in via podcast. It's going to be a wild ride. We're going through everything that's controversial, that's entertaining, that's fun. I mean, we're talking food, we're talking fabulous, we're talking health, weight loss, we're talking religion, spirituality. What else have we got lined up for you? We've got animals, we've got on-site locations, we've got mental health, we've got physical health, we've got fun, we've got families, we've got parents, we've even got hair, and we've got shoes. You know it. Nothing that I do would ever be complete if I didn't include the shoes. Now you know who I am. Hi, I'm Carren, I'm an Aquarian, and welcome to Carren's Couch. So what I want to share with you in this very, very first episode is how we even got here and why Carren's Couch has come to life. Because it's been a huge journey and a really amazing and exciting journey. But it feels like everything that I've done has brought me to this point. So let me take you on a little bit of a ride. It's going to be quick. It's going to be short and sharp, but I want to tell you who I am and how I got here so that you know as you continue to tune in every week, you're in super safe hands and you're also in the hands of somebody who's going to bring you stuff you really need to know. We're going to be diving really deep into a lot of unanswered questions that not only you have, but society has. And this show is global. So we've got this show streaming worldwide on the internet with a massive following of up to 1.5 million right from the very get-go. We've got it all covered. So when it comes to the show and why I started it, well, you know, this journey's been really quite unique. Most of you guys that are already watching know who I am in some way, shape or form. But I'm just going to sum it up for you really quickly. See, for me, I'm just a normal person. We're very much the same. I'm just like you. But I've had some things occur in my life which sort of changed everything. It changed the journey and made it a little bit more, I guess, made it more bumpy. My partner that I was with for 8 years, we were living in Sydney, here in Australia. We were living in Sydney, living a fairly normal life. We both had really big jobs and really demanding careers, but we loved it, you know. We didn't have kids. We were living on the water, and it was a beautiful, beautiful block, but a really crappy house. So we thought that we would demolish the house, I'd eventually get pregnant, and then we'd build something up that was 3 stories where we would get amazing views. Now, unfortunately, that vision, that dream that we both had of what our lives would look like, didn't quite turn out that way. And you know what it's like. Sometimes you can see a future for yourself, but when you actually get there, it looks very different. And in my case, it didn't look quite as good. See, it was in October 2001 that my partner, and his name was Greg, he committed suicide. He decided to take his own life, and our relationship was in real tatters. And I can't run away from that, and I can't hide that. We were struggling. We were in a really rocky patch. Sometimes relationships go through that. And our relationship was no different to a normal one. But unfortunately, the way that our relationship was going at the time took Greg down a path that I never saw coming. I had no idea he would ever even entertain the thought of suicide. But unfortunately, that's the way that it went. But that plummeted me into the depths of despair, the depths of depression, and the depths of guilt and responsibility, because I shouldered it all. I couldn't bear to live with what I thought I'd done. I couldn't bear to live with what I thought I'd done to his family and to his friends, to see everybody's faces and the pain that everybody was experiencing. It was unbearable to me. So as the days and the weeks and the months rolled by, I got more and more depressed and more, I guess, disassociated from what was reality. I started to I didn't want to be around anybody. I didn't want to be with my friends. I didn't want to be with my family. And all the people who wanted to support me, I couldn't feel it. I couldn't experience it. So I went on my own downward spiral with this incredible guilt that I was feeling. Until the 12-month anniversary rolled around, where I wanted to go away. I wanted to be away from everybody. I didn't want to have anybody feeling sorry for me. You know what it's like. You know, if you're going through something really tough, you know exactly what I mean, and I'll bet you any money you can say, I feel it. When you're going through something, everybody that loves you rallies around to support you and rallies around to try and pick you up and make you feel better. But when you don't want to feel better, sometimes that's even harder to deal with because you're dealing with your own pain as well as watching everybody else around you suffer for you. Sound familiar? I bet you're saying yes. And that was exactly my case. So I wanted to go away. I wanted to get away from everybody. And Bali was calling my name. It was quick, it was easy, and it was cheap. So it was the 12th of October, 2002, that I boarded a plane to Bali. But I had a very good friend, or my best friend in the world, Jody, and another gorgeous girlfriend, Charmaine, decided to join me on my pilgrimage, I guess, to Bali for the anniversary of Greg's death, the first year. So the three of us boarded a plane, landed in Bali, 12th of October, 2002. Now, if you're watching this and you're Australian, that date is going to flick a switch for you straight away, because that's the date of the 2002 Bali bombing. That night, the three of us were in the Sari Club. And that night, about 11:30 Bali time, the bomb went off. Now, at the time, I had no idea what had happened. But what I did know when I came to and regained my consciousness was I was trapped and stuck under this heavy weight of rubble and people that were on top of me, and there were hands and there were feet, but nobody was moving. I knew that I was alive because I could see and I could feel heat on my skin, but I didn't know what had happened. I had no idea. My first thought was an earthquake. So all I knew, and I knew it instinctively, was that I needed to get myself out from underneath of everything that I was. And when I finally came to the surface and surveyed the wreckage in front of me, I couldn't really see anything because all that was in front of me was this wall of flames that was now singeing my face. So I turned and I ran. I escaped the Sari Club, escaped out onto the street, and eventually found myself in a Balinese hospital. But it was a private hospital. So there was me and I think there was about 12 others that were in the hospital while a Balinese nurse began removing shards of glass from my skull. I had no idea what had happened. I had no idea what was wrong with me until they came and told me, the doctors came and told me that I had the entire left side of my skull completely crushed. And they told me that I needed to be operated on. They said if I wasn't operated on in 6 hours, I was going to be dead for sure. Because the way that the brain was crushing in on, the skull was crushing in on my brain, there was no blood supply. So I had to make a decision. I had to decide whether I was going to be operated on in Bali or if I was going to try and get myself home. And you know what I chose? I chose to get myself home. I chose to keep myself alive as long as I possibly could so that I could get back to my family, back to my friends, so that I could feel the hug of my mum, cuddle my dog, and smell my mum's roast lamb on a Sunday just one more time. And it was in that moment that life became so precious. And I got it. I became incredibly connected to an innate force that beats my heart, breathes me, blooms a rose, blinks my eyes, and bakes a baby. I became incredibly clear about the meaning of life and the purpose of life in those moments. And it was those moments, being in Bali and going through that experience, that I started to understand how important humanity is and how important each moment that we live actually is. But I also realized that I'm just like everybody else, that I've been living a life just like you guys, thinking I don't matter. I've been living my life thinking that the moments don't matter, that my relationships are not that important, or not even being aware of the context of how quickly and how fragile life can be taken away from us. So I started to become more present to the moment. Now, it took me a long time to recover from that entire journey, no question about it. It was absolutely a process of 6 years of counseling, even medication, antidepressants, searching, looking for somebody who could take away this pain, take away this suffering. See, because it wasn't my time. And that's why I managed to come home from Bali. But the saddest thing about this story is that Jody and Charmaine, who came to Bali to support me, they never made it home. So now I was dealing with the death of my partner, or the suicide of my partner, as well as the death of my 2 close friends. It's impossible to live with that. When you're a normal human being like you and I are, it's impossible to reconcile that and understand how you can go on with living and still be here and carry the weight of that responsibility. So it did take me 6 years. It took me a lot of work and a lot of attention and a lot of self-awareness to get to the point of where I am now. But inside of that journey, I discovered something about myself. I discovered that perhaps my experiences were meant for something. Perhaps I survived for a reason. I can't know for sure. I can never know for sure. But what I can know for sure is that I am here, and that my journey, possibly, hopefully, crossing fingers, arms, legs, and toes, is purposeful. So I've had to find what that purpose is. I've had to discover why I'm here. And this, my friends, is why I'm here. Carrens Couch is why I'm here. Since my journey of discovery has been evolving over the last 6 years, I've created myself as a speaker, both nationally inside of Australia and internationally across the globe, sharing a message of hope and inspiration with as many people that will listen to me. I'll speak for them. I've done, at the time of shooting this video, I've spoken at in excess of 1,000 presentations around the world just inside of the last 5 years. Because whatever it takes for me, whatever it takes to be able to help people participate in an extraordinary existence, to help people shift their mindset from one of I just exist to one of I thrive, and be a part of an amazing life and contribute to humanity on a global scale. Wouldn't it be awesome if everybody woke up every morning knowing how important they are to the subsistence and the existence of humanity? It'd be so amazing if we all loved ourselves, if we all cared enough about ourselves. If we can love ourselves, we can love others. If we can be with ourselves, we can be with others. If we can understand the psychology of creativity and creation, then we can create inside of our own lives. So that's what I see as my job. And Carrens Couch is absolutely the delivery mechanism. So join me from here to infinity, of where Carrens Couch becomes a part of your weekly routine, where you tune in and you start to participate with amazing people who are blazing a trail and carving a path. Some of those people are going to be famous, and some of them are not. Some of them are going to be just like you and me, who are people who are going to be talking about their story, their inspiration, their message, and hopefully helping you to find yours in a really powerful way. Because none of us are here for no reason. None of our experiences are for no reason. Everything is purposeful, and it doesn't matter what it is. I had to get blown up to figure that out. So I reckon I've taken one for the team. So come on the ride with me. Find your own message. Find why you're here. Find your own purpose and dive deep with me into some unanswered questions, sometimes controversial. You know what? I'm lifting the lid on everything. I'm not holding anything back, which is one of the reasons why we decided to do Carrens Couch online. I don't want to know. I don't want anybody to tell me what I can or I can't talk about. And here's another really exciting part about Carrens Couch. It's unedited. So from the minute that I say hello to the minute that I say goodbye, no edits. That's the rules. So whether we make mistakes or we bugger up or whatever it is, it's unedited. So you're going to get some really live and raw footage. Carrens Couch has got a whole world of, or a whole background of support behind it. Behind this camera, there's a team of amazing experts who is bringing Carrens Couch to life. And if you want to find out who those guys are, just go to the website. There's a profile on everybody. But it's a huge production and an amazing team driving it. We're also going to be doing live events where you get to come in and be part of our live studio audience. Now that's cool. That's going to be super fun. So make sure you keep tuning in, you keep checking in to find out where we're running them and how you can secure yourself your tickets. So join us on Carrens Couch. It's going to be a wild ride and I'm so excited to have you on the journey with us. Make sure you tune in every week. On the website, make sure that you post your comments on the Facebook page, which is allthews.facebook.com/Carrens Couch. And also, of course, we're going to have a live chat forum on the website. So join us, interact with us. This is your party as much as it is ours. I'm going to see you on the ride and I can't wait to share everything that we've got with you. Bye for now.